headlines. I didn't tease it in the intro, but we've been following it. The Michael Hutzler case, you know, the former Camden County detective who was a special assistant to the former prosecutor, Caleb Cunningham. He was charged with 2 felony counts of tampering with a witness in a felony prosecution. Now, these charges filed on the 7th of November from 2023, and that initial complaint was filed by Camden County prosecutor Rochelle Grosvenor. And that was November 7th, had to be redacted, restated, or refiled on the 8th. So the first court date was set, his preliminary hearing, for December 4th.
Yeah.
That got moved. Now, Honorable Judge Steve Jackson from Laclede County was overseeing this case in Camden County, and that got moved to March, and then again got moved to May 6th with Honorary Judge Jackson saying absolutely no more continuances, absolutely no more delays. May 6th, that's the final date, which would have been last Monday, right? Well,
Right.
come Monday, May 6th, the case has been nullified. It's a closed record, and if you go to CaseNet, nothing can be found. We previously had these filings, and it looks like we're going to have to file a sunshine request to unseal or find out the terms of this. But I'm wondering, how does this happen? 2 felony counts of tampering with a witness in a felony prosecution, and that's from November of 2023. And here we are, nearly 17 months later, 3 continuances on the preliminary hearing, no mugshot, no fingerprints, and still nothing. And it doesn't look like there will be anything because everything seems to be dropped or the case has been nullified. So kind of crazy, right?
Very crazy, just kind of dropping out of view like that. I mean, it's something happened behind the scenes in some way. I'm guessing it's kind of crazy. It's kind of sad though, right? I mean, it seemed to be an open and shut case,
Sure.
with a witness and everything like that, and then it just kind of goes away. So does the guy get off scot-free? Are there still consequences?
See, that's the question I have at this point in time. Does Michael Hutzler get off scot-free? Well, now we do know it looks like he won't face the humiliation of a mugshot or any more public hearings or things of that nature. But probably more important, and the overlying issue is what's the end-game goal? And so my question is, does Michael Hutzler still have a peace commission license? Does he have the option to go abuse his power in another municipality? And because that's what would ultimately be a travesty, is I'd give the humiliation of a photo and fingerprints and all that stuff that comes with it, because people feel like this guy has wronged people in this community. They want to see, I wouldn't say retaliation, but they want to see justice. They want to see him also pay the price that he's caused others to pay. And so it doesn't look like this is going to happen. And I guarantee you this is not going to be popular for Prosecutor Rochelle Grosvenor, but I'm curious and I want to find out how we can find out more details from this. And so it looks like the case has been nullified, as I alluded to, and it looks like I'm going to have to sunshine request the county. I want to go about finding out how can we get that case? How can we get that nullified case and find out the details? Because there's got to be something in there. There's typically some kind of prosecution agreement or special terms that would allow this to happen and allow it to be sealed. And so we're going to roll up our sleeves and try to figure out exactly the details surrounding why former detective Michael Hutzler's court date of May 6th, the 3rd continuance under Honorary Judge Steve Jackson, was nullified and dropped.
And what was he accused of? What did he supposedly do?
Felony tampering in a witness prosecution, and it was a felony witness prosecution. So remember the intimidation over the insurance and don't go through the county that happened at Shady Gators about 2 years ago, and it was a private company with Central Missouri Security, his company. You remember the initial story we did on that?
I do kind of remember that. Yeah.
So the victim in that case, there had been intimidation tactics played, and then he had tried to lure her into insurance fraud. You remember the complaint and the affidavit that we had shared, and we still have those documents just because we've saved those, but those are unavailable now and pulled from court record, public record, so you wouldn't be able to see those if we didn't have those archived. And that initial complaint, well, like I said, was filed on the 7th of November by newly elected prosecutor Rochelle Grosvenor, and now the one who's still the prosecutor and has seen this case now in her office be nullified. So we'll find out more. We'll press Prosecutor Grosvenor's office to find out how this happens and hope that there is something sealed or there is something behind the scenes here that is better than what it appears, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for watching Cup of Coffee with Wild Will and Uncle Chris from Slumberland Furniture.
And while you're watching it this short, you can see the whole episode of every week's Cup of Coffee by going to our YouTube page. Make sure that you subscribe and like this video, and make sure you hit the bell down below so you get notified every time we put new content right here on the Lake TV YouTube page.